Backbends. Sit high enough on your blanket pile of probably 3 blankets so that you can get your knees lower than your hips. The shins are closer to the feet than the hips are. So your feet aren't back here, they're out here. Squeeze the shins. Take the side hips in, the low belly up, the sacral plate in and up on the inside. Lift the spine. Spread the collarbones. Take the shoulder bones back. Take the shoulder blades down and into the back. Hands in prayer at the chest. Heels the hands at the base of the sternum. Sternum moving top, up to the top from the bottom. We'll do the invocation with 3 ohms first. Let the eyes lightly close. Be with your breath. Yogena chitasya padena vacham malam sharirasya chavaijakena yopa karutam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shaka chakrasidahinam Sahasra Shirasam Shwetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lift the sternum, roll the collarbones up and broad, bow the head to the heart. Release the hands to the thighs, let the weight of the hands be on the thighs. Pull back, move the spine in and up. Bow the ego to the heart. Lift the head with closed eyes. Let the head be level, let the eyes open. Adho Mukha Virasana, downward facing hero pose or child's pose. You can take a blanket for your shins if you like and have your ankle right at the back of the blanket. I won't show that, but have a head blanket out front with your 8th fold blanket. Mine got a little bit messed up here, so I'll refold it. You get really facile with the folding of the blankets. And then wide knees. Take a blanket behind your knees if your knees feel too tight. Big toes are touching. Reach the chest up. Lift the pubic bone. Lift the abdominal plane. Lift the whole sternum bottom to top. And reach forward. Buttocks are on the heels or a blanket on the heels. Spread the palms, lift the whole hand up, spread the palm, reach the palm out as you spread it horizontally, and the nail beds will become very nicely positioned with the tangent to the floor and the ceiling. I'm moving my blanket out a little bit and lifting my elbows, letting my head come down and push a little bit forward to let the skin of the forehead down. I lift my elbows, my arms are straight, my triceps work towards the elbows and in, broadening the collarbones. Press the inner hip down, turn the forearms a little bit in, Upper arms turn out. The bicep line moves from the elbow to the shoulder and turns out just a little bit. Bow to something greater than yourself. And then walk the hands back by the outer knees and let the head be last as you come up to seated. Inhale, lift the chest, and then come forward, hands underneath the shoulder joints. Middle finger is pointing straight ahead. Widen the stance of the feet to be about lined up with the hands. Inhale, exhale, come up into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And you can take your heels back to your blanket piles. Press the fingers down. Press the hands into the mat and forward to take the chest back. Straighten the knees. Let the head hang. Straighten the kneecaps into the legs. Take the legs back. Lift the thigh crease. Lift the thigh muscles on the legs. And take the chest and the back, the spine, into the body, towards the front body, and get the chest a little closer to the legs straighten and move away towards the wall. And then walk the feet to the middle of the mat, Uttanasana, stretch the chest out. If you can't reach the floor, take your ankles or maybe higher up the shin and stretch the sternum bottom to top, out away from the abdominal plane. Abdominal plane is reaching out from the pubic bone. Lift the thighs, straighten the legs, take the side hips in, take the tailbone into the body and reach out. And then come down and have the hands either on the legs or to the side of the feet. And Uttanasana, let the head and neck go. And then reach the arms back by the side hips and inhale, come up. Tadasana. Bring the feet so the big toe mounds join as best you can. If you feel tippy there, you can have your feet a little bit wide and that will help your balance. Choose what works okay for you in either of those and lift the chest. Move the skin up the top of the foot, up the whole front leg, up the whole torso and over the shoulders, down the back to the gluteal fold. So concentrate on the skin moving up the front body, over the shoulders. Take the shoulder blades into the body and broaden your collarbones. Roll your upper arms slightly back and feel your spine move forward in your torso and up. And then Urdhva Hastasana, stretch the arms up, take the armpits up more towards the little fingers, turn the hands in using the little fingers to move a little bit in to help your triceps roll in on the front of the upper arm there, and reach up, reach up, reach up. Armpits long, sides long, perineum up, spine long, and then reach out and down. Steady in standing, and then take your blanket pile away from where your feet were getting some support, and one more Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spread the palms a little bit back further on the mat so that you can line your heel up on the wall. Middle fingers straight ahead, weight in the inner hands. Inhale, exhale, come up into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take the heels down the wall. And then if you can, take your feet forward enough so that your heels can actually come down on the mat. Press the palms, press the fingers, and see how the shoulder blades can come into the back a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. As you lift your elbows, let your neck and head relax. Take the chest towards the legs, legs back. Pull the calves down, pull the Achilles down to the floor. Take the inner heel skin back and down. Reach the arches up. Press the big toe balls. Do the action in your foot from the Chinese training, from the outer metatarsal down, all the way fanning over from the back point of that in a triangular flag to the big toe ball. Let go. And then inhale, come out and down. Adho Virasana. Arms straight, press the hands down, let the head come down. 3 breaths. Elbows high, arms straight. Soften the rib muscles in the back and let them come deeper towards the floor. And feel the spine come closer to the mat. And then walk the hands back. Come up. And we'll get a strap for Gomukhasana in Tadasana. So get your strap. And I'll stand so that you can see what I'm doing here. You're going to fold your strap and take it in about the middle. Take the right arm up. Catch the strap around the waist level with the feet 3 or 4 inches wide in the stance. Take the hip joint back. Look down your leg and make sure that your hip joint is over your ankle joint instead of forward in space. It's back over yourself. And then pull down with the left hand. Take the right tricep up towards the elbow up above the armpit, and then roll the tricep in towards your face, tailbone in, sacral plate in, perineum up, reach back, and then let go of the strap loop, stretch the arm up in Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands pose, and reach the arm down, and then put the strap on your left shoulder and compare the motion, much lighter in the right. We're going to do that wonderful magic for the left arm and hand and shoulder. So catch the 2 straps with the right hand, take the left elbow up, roll it in, take the elbow straight up to the ceiling. Lift the perineum, stretch the Tadasana action in the feet, reach up the elbow, and then pull down with the right hand and roll the left elbow in, the left tricep in, and the tricep up, opening up that whole left side and the left armpit. And then let go, stretch the left arm straight up in Urdhva Hastasana and down. Take the strap behind you, pull it apart, have the first fingers graze the outer buttocks and pull apart. Take the shoulder blades down. Feel how that really works the back body and lights it up so that you have very good posture and you're alert in the back body. Often we only see ourselves in the front and we think ourselves in the front, but we don't think ourselves in the back. So we need to do that. First side again for the upward Gomukhasana, cow's face, arm. Take the strap, reach up, wrap the tricep in, pull it up, steady the whole body, stretch the feet, lift the legs, lift the spine, reach up, and then take the left hand a little bit away from the body and let the arm pivot back. It's pivoting back, getting even more space in the armpit and the side and the shoulder. Go slowly, mindfully, and then come back, stretch the arm up in Urdhva Hastasana, upward hand pose, and bring the arm down. And then left hand, same thing. Take the loop, grasp the 2 ends of the strap, Bring the left elbow in, left tricep in and up, pull down, roll that left elbow in towards the midline, and then pull the right hand back away from the body, pivoting the shoulder a little bit more, opening up the armpit a little bit more, taking the whole unit back, and then release. Take the left arm straight up, bring it down, and then loop the strap on the right side of the body and do both arms up. And feel that there's quite a bit more space in the Urdhva Hastasana pose. The arms are going back behind the ears. So Tadasana, feet together, and feel how you've got more space in the chest, more space in the armpits, more space in the arms, open chest, more space in the breathing. It's a great thing. Now we're going to come down and do Supta Padangusthasana. So go ahead and bring yourself down, have bent at about 90 degrees bend in your legs so you can see how much bend I have in my legs. I'm going to take a 1/8 fold lengthwise blanket, and I'm going to make it a 1/4 fold by unfolding it a little bit. And then I'll have a nice pad for my head for Supta Padangusthasana, because lying down big toe pose, it means, but it's a wonderful, wonderful thing for your back, for your brain. And there's 4 parts to it. So we're going to do all 4 parts today. And let me just check my list here. Good. Okay. And then feet up the wall, heels close to the wall, knees in 90 degrees. Roll down, move the blanket to fit your body. It's really nice if you tend to have a little bit of tension in your neck to roll the folded edge that's by your shoulders. Hopefully you didn't get the fringe side to your shoulders, and just really adjust it sensitively to be just right for your body right now. And then take the heels to the wall. You can see my legs got straighter. And then I'm going to push across the room and get my shoulder blades pulling down, my sacrum's pulling down towards the heels. And I'm in Supta Tadasana. Now we already did the upward arm in Gomukhasana, the cow's face pose. And that I always think of the cow's ear as the elbow and the arm. And having seen that one time when I was wondering, why is this pose called cow's face? And then we're going to do the lower arm and do Supta Tadasana on the lower arm. So bend your right knee, roll over by pressing the right hand. Take your hand up your mid-back with the palm away from your back, and then come down and adjust the hand a little bit so it feels just right. And I'm going to get a little bit closer to the wall because I got a little far away there. And then I'm going to stretch my left leg. And then I'm going to change legs. I'm going to bend up my left knee, and I'm going to roll up my right wrist, my right forearm a little bit. And you want to be cautious if this is your first time today of doing this, because it tightens up. So very carefully roll up your arm to it and have it fit you, and then come back and then bring your arm out, and we'll do Supta Urdhva Hastasana. So feel how that right arm is freer and lighter than the left. And then scooch in, get the sacrum and the shoulder blades coming down again. Bend up the left knee, roll over, and have the left hand come up the mid-back. And then check and see that that's not an extreme position. It's just a good position for your body. And then change the bent leg to the right leg. Push with the right foot and heel, and roll up that left forearm. being mindful of the shoulder. The shoulder is somewhat delicate and vulnerable. It's very vulnerable. So it's in a very feeling center of the area of the body. It's right near the neck, which is always kind of scary because it's like this thin little passageway to the brain. And so it's kind of on alert all the time. So relax your neck because you're just lying down, and then see if your hand is in the right place for your body, and slide up the forearm and open up the shoulder a little bit, and then come back, and then bring your left arm down to the side and bring your both arms in Supta Urdhva Hastasana. So lying down, upward hands pose. And feel that nice flow in the shoulders. And then one more time, resetting Supta Tadasana with a little bit of tension. The shoulder blades and the sacrum are definitely pulled towards the wall. Bend up that right knee again. Take the right hand maybe a little higher this time. Come back down onto the hand and wrist. Reset yourself. Bend the left knee and roll up the arm. A little bit more space in there. Exhaling. And then coming back. And just checking the difference between the arms. When you come into upward hands, lying down. And then take the left knee up. Take the left hand up your back a little higher. Make sure the placement is good for you. And then change from the leg that's up, the knee that is up, and roll up the leg, the arm. And create a little bit more space. And then come back, free the arm and hand, and then Urdhva Hastasana again. In the lying down position, upward hands, lying down, and enjoy that flow in the arms. Now in Supta Parangustasana, Para is limb, Angushta is big toe, Asana is posture. So it's a lying down big toe pose, but most people don't have the space in their body to actually grasp their toe. So we get the strap and we're going to put it around the front heel, right at the juncture of the heel and the rest of the foot. And take that, the two straps, and scoot yourself into the wall a little bit extra so that your inner knee ligament on your left leg can go onto the mat as much as possible. So you're going to use your work in your patella, your kneecap. You're going to push the kneecap towards the floor and see if you can roll the thigh bone a little bit in and get that ligament feeling the mat. Now, maybe you can't, but maybe you'll do it by the time we've done Supta 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you want your arm to be straight. The first thing you're going to do is take your left hand and put it on your left thigh to remind that thigh to stay down and keep working back into the floor. And it's going to turn in a little bit. And then in Supta 2, we're going to really pay attention to the work right above the pubic bone with the lower abdomen. But here we just want to have the right arm straight, left hand on the left thigh, reminding that leg to stay down and into the wall. And then we're going to stretch the leg up, and we're going to pull the upper arm into the joint. So you can see how my shoulder blade is off the floor. And for the final pose, when you get that all working for you, it takes years usually, because you don't want to move too fast. And you slide your hand down the strap And that's how much space you have to work open over the years. It's a fair amount. So that arm is straight and the shoulder blade is down. And then stretch the leg up and take the top thigh on the right leg away from you, and be sure that your straight leg and your foot is doing the fifth metatarsal work up to the ceiling instead of down to the floor, because the foot is in the air. And then the whole triangular flag of the bottom of the footwork by Mr. Iyengar, reach that up. Let their toes spread open and let that big toe ball of the foot reach straight up. Thigh crease working away. Pull on the leg and then release and let that leg come down and feel how it's lower. Even though this one was working for a while to get down, this one's lower. It made some space. So that's the magic of yoga. And then scoot in a little bit. Reset the sacrum and the shoulder blades. Take the strap on the front heel, and then I'm going to take the left hand on the two ends of the strap, press my right foot into the wall, push with that leverage. I'm going to fan the left foot into that action of the fifth metatarsal, reaching up to the ceiling, and then that triangular fan pressing into the big toe, and feeling that work in the foot help the whole leg and into the torso with the pose. My right hand is on my right thigh. That right thigh is down a little bit more than it is the first time, and reach the heel up and back and resist with the arm. Pull the arm down the strap to get the shoulder blade onto the mat. And just notice how much space is there. And then the top thigh works to the wall. Reach that leg to the wall. Reach that leg to the wall. Reach the right leg into the floor, into the wall. Reaching that. And then release. And then have the leg come down. Press both feet. Sacrum, shoulder blades pulled down. Feel the legs. They're closer to the floor. And then we're going to do Suptapad. This is Suptapad 1. We're going to put the strap on the heel again. And this time we're going to take both hands each on one side of the strap. And I've got my loop around my fingers because it's easier to hold on really strongly, because there's a lot of force in this next part that we're doing. So straighten the legs straight up if you can. If you can't and you're over here, it's just fine. You'll get here before you know it. And then just takes practice. So keep practicing when you're not in class. And then press the heel up. Take the top thigh away from you. And then, so it's the top thigh is moving to the wall. And you're going to inhale, exhale, and pull the back of the leg towards the wall. Resist with both hands. Both hands are coming down and the shoulder blades are on the floor. Inhale and come a little bit closer to the face with the straps. And then exhale and pull. Inhale and open. Exhale and pull. Inhale and open. You can see my elbows are coming out because exhale and pull. Exhale and pull. And that really opens up the back of the leg. The top thigh is working away. The foot is in Tadasana action. And the left leg is down on the floor and into the wall. And release that right leg. And then feel how much more space it has in it. Nice to take a breath and feel that. And then scoot yourself in, sacrum and the shoulder blades down. Take the left foot up. And then straighten the leg. Take the root of the leg away from you. pull the arms down until the shoulder blades, the outer shoulder blades are on the floor. Inhale, Tadasana work in the whole foot, both feet, one on the wall, one on the air. Inhale. Exhale and resist. The back of the legs really pulling towards the wall. I'm resisting with the strap. Inhale, open. You can see how my elbows bend. I can get my arms straight again. Exhale and pull towards the wall. Inhale and open. Exhale and pull. Now we're going to just use the elbows coming wide. Exhale and pull. Exhale and pull. And open that back of that leg. Root of the leg is reaching towards the wall side. And then release the leg. Come down. Take a breath. So that's Suktapad 1. We did 2 different things with it. And now I can feel more of my legs on the floor. More of the back of my knees on the floor. And then I'm going to scoot in and reset the scrape of my shoulders and sacrum. Then I'm going to lasso the middle of the right foot. And then I'm going to have that foot up in the air. Or I can take the big toe if I want and move my shoulder down to the floor as much as I can because I opened up the back of the leg. So it's very likely that this opens up sooner. I'm going to hold on to my strap there. I'm going to bring my left arm out in a T, catch the big toe and pull it. And the Tadasana action pulls that toe back into it balances that pull out with a pull in. And that kind of thing happens a lot in yoga. So you're going to pay attention to right above the pubic bone on the abdominal plane. This side has to stay down. This side has to stay down when this leg starts going over this way. Also, this side of the leg here has to lift up into the leg and support the weight of the leg tilting towards the floor. So stretch both feet in Tadasana action and be very mindful of all of this muscular action going to the left, to the left, to the left. I'm going to catch my big toe because I can. To the left, to the left, to the left. And then keeping my thigh down. And I'm going slow enough to really work in the left side. My left waist is rolling down and I'm going slow enough with the weight of the right leg and lifting up in the outer right leg, lengthening in the inner right leg from the groin to the heel. And then I'm coming up from Suktapad 2. And then I'm going to change my strap holding and take my arm out to the right. And I'm going to fit in Suktapad 3 while I'm still here because it fits so nicely. And I'm going to have a straight left arm. I'm going to keep this hip down, this thigh away, and sneak that leg over, but keep the weight in this right leg buttock. Because it'll want to peel up, and you don't want it to peel up. You want it to stay really steady. And you want to think of the pelvis is even, the pelvis is even, the pelvis is even. And that's a big study in yoga many, many times. And so I'm keeping that right hip down, right buttock down, and I'm sneaking my leg over. And then I'm coming up, pulling the leg in, both in pulling the whole foot towards my hip and pulling the foot a little bit forward. And then the ball and socket is really healthy. And then feel that side. It feels very down and very nice, nicely long. And this side goes, me, now me. So take the left midfoot in the strap, scoot yourself in so you get some nice connection to the wall. You can wrap the strap around your hand, straighten the right leg into the floor, into the wall, And then take the left leg over with very mindful. Now we're going to be very mindful over into the right hip as the leg goes to the side. So lift up that outer side and roll the attachments of these muscles on the top of the pubis. Roll them to the right. Lift up the outer left leg. Stretch from the groin to the heel. Lift up that outer left leg again. Be mindful of the weight staying in that right buttock, right hip. Really roll the right waist down. Sneak slowly so you can keep it all together. Opening up the groin to the heel on the left leg, groin to the heel on the inner leg, and the outer leg lifts up and comes up from the outer knee into the side hip. And then bring the leg up, change hands, Supta Pad 3, left arm out. Now we have to take the left top thigh away from us. It tends to rise up because the leg's up. Reach that top thigh away and then bring the leg over, but keep the weight in the left buttock, weight in the left hip, weight in the left waist. Sneak it slowly over so that the hip can open up. Try to keep the right arm straight. You can choke up on the leg if you need to. Keep that left thigh away. The right leg is down and into the floor and the wall. And it's doing a good job. And I'm rolling my weight into the left side of my pubic bone. I'm rolling it over. And then I'm just seeing if I can go a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. And then come up straight and pull the leg in. And then let the leg come down. And then feel your brain. It's released a lot of stress. Feel the quiet inside. The thoughts have slowed way down or just let it go. And now we want to build up a little hill in our mid-back. So I'm going to take 2 blankets, and then another nice thing to do is take your bolster, if you have a bolster, or you can use another blanket. But I'm going to use 2 blankets here, and then I'm going to use my bolster to be there for my head, should I need it. I don't want to strain my neck in this pose. So some people have complained about that, so this is a really nice way to help yourself with that. And now you're going to have your legs a little bit bent, and I'm going to adjust where these blankets hit me, and it's just below the bra step level and above the bra step level. And then you're going to come down and push with your legs. Then you're going to sit up and take you're using your blanket pile to get up into a nice positioning. And your left leg is going to come a little bit wider from center. Your right heel is going to go in your left elbow. Your left hand is going to splay by your right shin. And then I'm going to come into Urdhva Hastasana, into Gomukhasana, the upward hands into the cow's face pose. And I'm going to clasp my hands, and then I'm going to keep my ankle as straight as I can. Tadasana action on both feet, the one at the wall and the one in my elbow. And then I'm going to make a little cradle for my head, and I'm going to keep my ankle as straight as I can, roll my knee away from the floor, away from my body, and lie back and get some big stretch in my hip. And don't overdo it, just do what you can. And then come up, and Roz, you should be doing Baddha Konasana by now. Or you could do Supta Pada Bhushasana 1 again, if you like. And then take the other leg up, take the shin parallel with the floor. And as you can see, my knee is closer to my body than my foot. And we're going to try to get, but we're not going to manhandle ourselves. We're just going to snug this foot towards us, towards the opposite shoulder, and take this knee away and lift the foot a little bit so that the shin is perpendicular to the wall and parallel to the floor. And then put the foot in the right elbow, come up, take your right arm up over your head, bend it, make a little bed for your head, let your knee roll away, and your elbow can bring the ankle a little bit closer. Don't overdo anything. And then lean back and let your pose open your hip. Your leverage opens your hip. Your gravity opens your hip. Keep the ankles straight. Both feet are in Tadasana action. Roll that left thigh open outwardly and open up the hip, open up the hip, open up the hip. And then take the leg up and down. And then let yourself just rest in between. We'll do it one more time. It's nice to clasp your hands behind your skull. And then while you're stretching your chest, because it's back bend week, then you can pull on the base of your skull and open up your chest really nicely, and the back of your head, the skin can go up and it calms the brain. It calms the brain wonderfully. One more breath here. And you can see how my head is enjoying the height of the bolster as support. And then coming up again and bending your right leg, right foot into the left elbow. Stretch the right arm up, catch the hand and the foot, and roll the thigh. It's a little bit easier because things have opened up some. Ankle as straight as you can make it. Shin as parallel to the floor as you can make it. And then roll the whole thigh bone away from you. And Raj, you should be at the wall trying to get one knee down better than the other. And stretch the ankle straight and lean back, opening up the hip. And then stretch the leg up and down. And then take the second side, foot in, and most people have one tighter hip. So one of the sides is going to be a little easier, most likely. So here's my fold, my straight ankle. It's a little bit easier now because I had the first one through and everything opened up. And I'm going to roll my left thigh open, 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 open. My back of my pelvis is pretty even. And I'm leaning back, letting gravity help me open that tight hip. Poking my left elbow up, back behind me, stretching the Tadasana feet. And then catching the big toe, stretching up. And we're true to the name of the pose. And then clasp the lying down, big toe pose. Big toe and limb pose. And certainly all that makes perfect sense once you do it and feel the results. And then feel how the mind is probably a little bit quieter after that last pose. One nice breath, and then inhale, come up. And the next pose is Upavishta Konasana, and we'll join Raz with her Baddha Konasana. So you can have one blanket or no blanket at the wall. I'm going to slide my bolster to the side for now. And we're going to do Upavishta Konasana first. You don't have to get your legs as wide as they can be, but with all the poses we've done so far, you probably have a little easier time of it. Feel your back on the wall. Feel the shoulder blades evenly on the wall. And then take the shoulder blades a little bit wider. And see if you can feel more of the surface of them on the wall. Take the knees down. And then you can lean forward, come to your first calf and pull it away from the knee and down. And now my knee is flat on the floor. And I'm going to bring that heel in a little bit and take that top calf that wants to bunch up towards my knee a little bit and pull that towards the heel. And the heel is reaching away, helping that whole line come down. And then that knee is also down better than it was. And then I'm going to pivot at my hip joints and keep my front body long. I don't want to hump my back. I want to move my back in. And just use your fingertips on your mat and walk yourself forward and out. And keep the chest lifting. The sternum reaches away from the belly. Bottom to top. Broaden the collarbones. Take the triceps down the arms and roll them in. All that will help you get a little bit more space. And then come up. And then take the knees up. Bring the feet in. And see if you can get your heels closer than usual at the perineum. And then roll those thigh bones out just like you did in Supta 4 if you were doing that part of the pose. Roll the thighs open. You can help your bones with this grip on your inner thigh with 4 fingers and the thumb is on the top of the thigh, pressing the thigh bone outwardly and down to the floor. Feels really good, especially after all that Supta that helped it. Open the legs, lift the spine, open the chest. Do what you can, don't overdo. Do just the right amount, which your body will actually tell you where that is many times. And it has to kind of get used to it, but yeah, it's good. Open the thighs. Really nice. And then release, and then push the legs up and out. And next pose is down dog. And then we're going to go into Vajrasana and Virasana and Supta Virasana. So you can see why we have the bolster out still. We're going to do a down dog with the heels coming back to the wall. So exhale up. And press the hands down to lift the elbows. Stretch the legs and the arms really strong. Let the head go. Take the chest back toward the legs away from the head. Press the elbows up. Release the neck a little bit more. And then Uttanasana. Fingertips in front of the body, and if you have your blocks real close by, you can grab those and put them to raise the floor a little bit if you need it. And then lift those Tadasana legs, stretch those Tadasana feet, lift the belly and reach it out over the front of the mat. And then take the hands back, inhale, come up. And then we're going to put down a blanket, half fold. And this is a tricky balancing because you want to have a block for Paryankasana after Supta Virasana nearby. And then you want to be able to have the right spacing for Paryankasana So take a look. If I put my block in my back, right in the middle of my back, this is going to be too close, but it's a nice back bend. So I'm going to come up and move my blanket a little bit forward. And I'm going to come down again to just measure. And then this is just right, I can tell. I've got my hands on the wall. My elbows are a little bit bent, but I have room to straighten them and get more space in my thighs and so on. Now, the head is back a lot there. If you like to have a helper for your head, the bolster is going to be great. So come up and take your fingers, your 3 fingers, the pointer finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, in the back, in between your knee ligaments, and push the flesh into the knee towards the kneecap. And come down halfway and keep that flesh pushed, and then slide with the palm. You're going to slide the calf out, and then you're going to take your hands out and sit on whatever you need, if you need something there. And just kind of measure how much that is, how high you are from the floor, or is it a thin block, or is it a thick block, or what size block is it that you need for you to be folded legs. You want to be able to fold your legs your entire life. And then roll the thigh bones a little bit out. So that's going to separate your knees a little bit. And your little toe is going to go down. So take the little toe side of the foot down as you spread the ball of the foot to the little toe side. And your thigh bones will straighten out. And then you can lift your pelvis up and take your block for, we'll be using it in a little bit, and take your bolster behind you for Supta Virasana. And you can take a blanket on the bolster behind you and work to, you could have 2 bolsters, you could have all your blankets on your bolster to help you, but see how Supta Virasana is coming. And then push on the heels and get a little extra stretch in your thighs. Take your heels of your hands, they fit right on, the thumb fits right in that dip in the below the inner ankle. And that's a point on the body for acupuncture, for helping the lower organs in the body here. So a little bit of massage there is good if you want to do that. And then push the heel and roll the thigh bones out and stretch the front thighs. The front thighs opening is really helpful in back bending. Reach, open. And then inhale and come up and slide your legs out for a moment. Stretch your legs out. Be in Dandasana, press with the heels, the knuckles of the hands, and get the legs down and feeling straightness again in the Tadasana action. And then take the bolster out. You could take the bolster for your head if you want it, and have your block, and then fold your legs again in Virasana. Push on the back of the knee, go halfway down, pull the calves out, and then have a block in your mid-back, and you can put the bolster behind that, way back by the wall, close to the wall, not way back by the wall. And then put your mid-back on your block and let your head come down. to the bolster and your arms come to the wall. Beautiful back bend. Paryankasana, the couch pose. Keep the triceps to the elbows and in. Press. And then inhale, come up. And then roll the thighs open a little bit more. Adjust the block a little bit. Take the little toes down. You can scrape your big toe to your little toe. And then lift your back. Place it over the block. And then one more time. Pressing to the wall. If that head support is too low for yourself, of course, you would take another blanket and throw it on. It's like a log on the pipe fire. We need a little bit more fire or a little bit more time with the heat and reaching out. Good. And then inhaling, coming up, Paryankasana, the couch pose. Wonderful for your back. Widen the knees, reach out. Adho Mukha Virasana, downward facing hero pose, child's pose. It's also called. Roll the forearms in, roll the upper arms out. Let the forehead stretch towards the nose a little bit. And then come up. And then your blanket's pretty ready for some back bends. We're going to move these things out of the way. And our first back bend is going to be Shalabhasana. The bolster has resistance. And I'm going to take another blanket out here just to have a possible support for my head, whatever. And then I'm going to put my belly in the middle of this half mat, a half blanket. And I'm going to take my chin on the nice mini parts to the blanket. There are many layers. And then my palms are up, my soles are up. And then I'm going to take my tailbone down and in, and I'm going to feel all the bones of my hips, my pubic bone, and my ribs on the floor. And then I'm going to do Shalabhasana, the locust pose. Inhale, exhale, and lift the arms, lift the legs, lift the chest. Look across the room. The feet are apart. The kneecaps are into the legs. Hamstrings are going to the base of the buttocks. Sacral plate is pulled in, tailbone's pulled towards the floor. And then come down. You can fold your hands and support your forehead. Let go fully. And then another Shalabhasana. Reach the hands back. Insert them into the shoulders, but pull the tailbone down and into the body. Inhale. Exhale and come up a little higher. Spin the thigh bones in and the back of the legs out. Tailbone is down. Lift the chest and the arms and the legs. Reach those palms back and up. Lift up. And then come down. Other hand on top. Let go fully. And then before we do Dhanurasana, the bow pose, we're going to reach the hands back and bend the legs and make the feet like they're standing on the ceiling. And what the legs are separated in this position, but when you get up in the pose, you're going to lift your arms just like Shalabhasana, locust pose, and you're going to bring your knees together as you go up. So you're going to inhale, exhale, and lift your shins up perpendicular to the floor. Feet are parallel to the floor, más o menos. And then tailbone in, lift your chest. Lift the legs. Work the Tadasana feet. And then bring the knees together. And then come down. Let go. Notice which hand is on the top of the hand pile. And then take the arms back. Inhale. Exhale and bring the shins up. Tadasana feet. Inhale. Exhale and come up. And try to bring your knees together. Tailbone in. Lift up. Makarasana. And come down. Other hand on top. Let go. And then from here, we're going to take our hands by the sides here, and we're going to bring our legs together, spin our inner thighs in and catch them on the mat and the blanket. And then we're going to come up into Bhujangasana, the cobra pose. So inhale, legs together, exhale and come up, and walk your hands out a little bit more and see if you can get your arms straight. And the feet are together. You've got a tail back there because it's a snake pose, right? And bring the legs together as much as you can. Push on your hands and lift your chest and look up. And then out and down. Hands support the head, let go. And then one more time, hands by the side of the chest. Eventually the hands go way back, but we're more beginners in this one. And then turn the thigh in, the legs are together. It's a big snake tail back there. And then inhale, exhale and come up and stretch the arms the least amount forward you can. The pubic bone stays on the floor. The belly is off the floor. So the pubic bone on this pose, on up dog, it's off the floor, but on this pose, it's on the floor. And roll the shoulders back, open the chest and look up. And then reach out and down. Other hand on the top, let go. And then Bakasana, come up with your right forearm across the blanket. So you might have to move a little bit to get your positioning, just so. And then turn the left thigh in, bend the leg, reach back with your left hand and catch your heel of your hand on the inner arch, and then it works around to the top of the foot. And then just push the elbow up and the foot down and aim for right by the side of your hip. And then you can really feel how much work you have to do in your front thigh. And then release, Bakasana, the frog pose. And then left forearm out in front, lift up the right thigh and turn it in, bend the leg, reach back to the inner arch and have the heel of the hand on the top of the foot. The sole of the foot is facing the floor, elbow is up, and press that leg. Tailbone in, sacral plate in, elbow up, the hand pushes the foot towards the floor by the side of the hip. and then release. And then first side, let go. And then come up. Right arm out in front. Bend the leg. Take the left hand back to the left foot. And you can get on the top of the toes and start stretching those toes towards the toe tips. And don't let the knee go out very far. Try to keep it in. And the shin is just outside the hip. That's where it's aiming for. Just outside the hip. Press with that elbow up in the air. Open the thigh a little bit more. Release. Rest. Letting go. No thought. And then scoot yourself away from the wall if you need to. Left forearm in front. Use that prop. Bend the right leg. Catch the top of the foot. And move the heel of the hand all along the top of the toes to stretch them out. And press that foot down by the side of the hip. 3 breaths. Tailbone in. Elbow up. And then let go. And right hand on top, most likely. Letting go. And then we're going to do up dog. So hands back by the midribs. Elbows in. Feet back, but they're separated a little bit off from the hip joints. And then you're going to do a push-up and come up. Press the feet and scooch yourself forward. Press the feet again. And you can see how the pubic bone is off the floor in this pose. Take the hamstrings up to the gluteal fold. Take the tailbone in and lift up the spine. Coil up. Look to the ceiling. Strong, straight legs. And then come down. First hand on top. Let go. And then hands by the side of the chest. Inhale. Exhale, come up. Press the feet. Come forward. Press the tops of the feet down. You've got all that space that you made in Vikasana. Come up to upward dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Upward dog. Upward facing dog pose. Take the thighs up, turn them in, tailbone in, perineum up, spine up, coil the chest, shoulder blades down and in. Open the collarbones, take their arms back, press the feet, and then come down. Good. And then come on up. And we'll do headstand prep. So I like to do this one with, when I'm letting my head hang, I like to do this one with a sticky mat under my forearms because it helps me get the best traction. So make an isosceles triangle. See those long sides and a little bit narrower base than the sides. And then cock the wrists out. Bring both little fingers down on the mat. Press the forearms down. Take your toes under and exhale and come up. Spread the toes. Lift the thighs. Work those legs in dog pose. And then take your shoulder blades back and up. Let the chest open towards the legs and just let the shoulders get stronger. Lift the biceps. Lift that inner line of the biceps. Press the wrist end of the forearms down. The elbows
get plenty of weight, but the wrists have to catch up with that weight to make it even. And lift up the biceps, and then come down. Adho Mukha Virasana. If you need a lift for your head, get it. Recovery breaths. And then other thumb on top. Isosceles triangle, and then bring the wrists out. Take the little fingers and get them both on the mat. Exhale up, pressing into the wrist end, but keeping that cock of the arms. Straighten the legs, lift the biceps, let the head go. Lift those biceps, the whole inner bicep lifts up. Shoulder blades in. To the back and up. Skin up the back. Over the buttocks to the gluteal fold. Tailbone in. Sacral plate coming that same direction on the back skin. On the inside sacrum, it's going the other way. But the back body, where the skin comes over the buttocks, that's moving the same way as all the muscles. And then coming down. And then Adho Mukha Virasana. Straight arms, buttocks down, thigh creases back, forehead down, stretch the arms, shoulder blades in. And then bring your hands back. Inhale, come up. And we'll do a couple twists first, and then we'll do shoulder stands. So I think we're coming to the end of our time here. So you can flip your mat back a little bit and take your chair, facing the back of the chair. Take the hands on the curves, pull down and lift the chest up. And then take the left hand on the top of the chair, right hand around the middle of the buttocks, the middle of the seat of the chair, grasp there, press down. Keep the left thigh back, pull back, and turn. Pull the spine up away from the perineum and turn the chest open. Take that left shoulder blade into the back to press that left torso forward. Pull that left thigh back and reach around the right chest. And then release. Take a breath in the middle. Right forearm, left hand, press down, lift the spine, pull the right thigh back in, and reach around. Observe the way that through your spine, each vertebra should be just doing a little bit of a part of the whole twist. That's what you work towards, instead of having a couple places twist a lot and the other places kind of just show up straight in between. So you want to have an arabesque kind of idea of there's an even, beautiful twist happening through the space of your body. And that way all your lymph glands get more stimulation, your capillaries all get more help opening and moving things along, etc. And then take a breath. And then first side again, Paradvajasana. Take the left thigh back into the hip, because it'll want to just turn, right? So keep it back. Press down with that right heel of the hand. Lift your chest away. Scuff your heels, especially that right heel, and turn a little further this time. Turn the head to, and then release. A breath in the middle.
Pull the right thigh back, left hand around the back, right forearm on the back of the chair and lift up through the spine and pull that right thigh back. Scuff with the left heel. Turn around. Feel that increased ability to turn. And then release. And then let the arms just be for a moment. And then because it's getting late, we'll keep the folded mat on the chair. We'll put a bolster that's quicker than blankets, and put a blanket for your head, and then another blanket for making the seat on the shoulder stand better. And then we want to get a big chest in this shoulder stand because we've been working on the chest. So we're going to sit on the blanket and come around, scoot ourselves in, way in, and then thread the arms to the back chair leg and pour our body over. If you want to do Setu instead of this, you can, but we're going to use Setu too. So if you think you're going to miss it, you won't miss it. So free your neck and head. Free your shoulders to take the weight straight down into the top shoulder. And then stretch your legs up. And you can see how my chest is expanded. Pull the tailbone in. Stretch the big toe bound up. Take the back body in, roll the shoulders back, open the collarbones, move the sternum out into the chest skin, and also walking my hands down to the bottom of that chair leg and getting a little bit more stretch because it asks more of my arms and upper body. Tailbone in, straight, steady legs. Belly is in and long. Couple more minutes. Pull on the back chair leg, open the chest. So good for your lymph system to be upside down. So good for all the cells. Stimulates them all to get rid of toxins. And then bend your knees and slide out. And as you can see, I'm letting my chair slide the other way. And then I can come here. That's very nice. Nice deep breath in between the poses, and then you'll need a block or 2 blocks. If you've been using 2 blocks, you can get 2 blocks. And you're going to take the quarter-fold blanket with the folded edge towards your shoulder blades. And we're going to take the block. I've been doing this one lately of a block on this level with a blanket over it. It's really a nice height and a nice comfort. And I place my shoulders and head on the head blanket. I lift up and place my hips right across the middle of the hip. And it's that same line that we do when we hang from the ropes on the rope wall. And then stretch the legs to the wall and curl your chest open. Relax your neck and be in Setu Bandha. Relax the tongue. Let the tongue be in the lower palate and let the tongue slide back towards the root of the tongue, which is let go also. The lips are closed, the jaw is a little bit open. Thighs are to the bone. All four quadrants of the thighs coming to the bone. So you can, if you feel like your body really wants a lot of Setu Bandha today, you can do that. You can kind of make up your own class from this time on out. The belly drops in and draws towards the heart. And then you all can either stay in the pose longer or bend your knees, lift up, and then I like to take the block down one level. So it was this level, and I'm going to make it lower. And I don't need the blanket. I could have it if I wanted to. And then I'm going to come down and do one breath on that lower, but not all the way down place. And then bend the knees up and take the block totally out and take the blanket so that I can roll a little bit of blanket under my my neck, because it's just a really nice thing to have a cervical curve supported. And then I'm going to make 8 folds in my strap for covering up the light. So that's 4, 8. And I'm going to put my glasses on my belly. I'm going to take my feet together, so the big toe mounts are together and the thighs are turning in a little bit. And then I'm going to bring my heels together. And I'm just going to let my legs flop out there. And then this strap goes to block out some light and be light on my eyes. And then I'm going to slide anything out of the way. My feet don't touch the wall. My arms turn up and the weight is on the first finger knuckle. My jaw is open a little bit, just where it likes to hang. And then I'm in Shavasana. And even if you have to go, you always want to have a little bit of Shavasana, and ideally 7 to 9 minutes at least. The sacrum is even, the tailbone is pulled down a little bit, shoulder blades are pulled down. The shoulder blades are even on the floor. watching the breath. Keep letting go of thought. And inhaling, bringing yourself back into the room. And then you can lightly lift your strap from your eyes, but keep the eyes closed. Let them get used to the light gradually. And then bend up your left leg, roll over onto your right side, gaze towards the chest, palms on the side. And then push up. Hands in prayer, sitting. Inhaling. Namaste. I bow to the divine. Have a great rest of the day.